Hi friends, how are you? Hold on. I don't know, I've got some weird message on my phone. Happy January. It is January 3rd, 2025. This is going to be a quilt tube. This is going to be my first quilt tube of January, and I will probably try to come back for one more before I go back to work, and then I will try to do like maybe once a week on quilt tube. And Felicita will either be every 2 weeks or once a month. I haven't decided on that one yet. So quilt tube, what's been going on? This first thing is going to be what I accomplished by, I had that list of things I wanted to get done by December 31st of 2024, and we'll go over how I did with that. And then I'm going to give you my list of plans for January of 2025. Because I'm going to try to give myself plans of what I want to do. So let's get started. Oh, by the way, hi, I'm Kiara. I am a New Yorker who now lives in Northwest Arkansas. We love it here. Life's good. I'm a mom of 3 kids, my oldest being 23 and my youngest being 11. 2 girls and a boy. My son is in the middle of my girls and he's special needs. I've been married a very long time. And that's about it about me. So let's get into my list because I don't want to keep you all day. And I'd like to start working on my January list because I have done nothing towards it yet. I've done some cross stitch, but that's it. Okay, so I had a list of 8 things I wanted to do. The first I wanted to do, let's see if I put, hold on. Oh, I probably put them away. Oh no, I didn't. Here they are. We'll start with these because these are quilt blocks. I wanted to catch up on my designer mystery and I had blocks 6 and 7 to do. And I did that. So here is block 6. And here is block 7. I'm really loving these. I love this fabric. These are not colors I would normally choose, but when I saw a hint of this, I just knew I wanted to do it. Then I had to catch up on my Cotton Cuts Wild West Clue 5. So we got this. And I hadn't received block 6 when I was making my list, so it wasn't on my list. Block 6 came on December 31st. But hold on. And I am doing the Prairie Sunset colorway. And here, so you can see, this is it. This is my colorway. So there's that. Then I wanted to bind the tree quilt, and I found the binding. This was one of my bindings that was missing, and I put the binding on. So that one's done, and when I take up the rest of my Christmas stuff, this will go in the cabinet. I don't pack these away. I have a cabinet with glass doors that this goes in. Then I wanted to add borders to the Jolly Bar sampler, and I did that. I'm gonna see how much of this this border fabric I still have left because it was supposed to be my backing. So we will see if I have enough to do some more. Then it was to finish my daughter's pillow. I haven't even started my daughter's pillow. I have the pattern. It will get done before she goes back to Waco. It's a small project. I just need to cut it and do it. And it'll probably be something that I cut out and work on during the week when I'm working because it's a small thing and I can feel accomplished. The next thing was to quilt and bind the clover quilt, and I didn't do that either, but I have the tape on my clover quilt to do the quilting on, and I will probably do that tonight. Then it was my Cuddle Up house block. And there's my Cuddle Up house block. I did that. I need to cut out the next one of that because I have 3 blocks left. And then I wanted to assemble all those orphan Christmas blocks. Now, I did that into this cute little top. I really like it. I just need to find something, and I will quilt this on my Juki and call it a finish. I probably just go and buy something because I don't think I really have anything that goes. Oh, I might have something that will go with this, but we will see. So I just have to quilt that and consider it done. And then there was one other project that I moved one of these other ones to do, and I probably would have had time to do one more thing if I hadn't fell off the wagon. I got this quilted and bound. This is this was a free pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop last year for February. They do a quick little pattern every year. And this was just from stuff I had here. It was probably from a Cupid box at one point, part of it. Actually, I think it's from the same Cupid box I'm using for something else, or something very similar. So there was that. So out of the 8 projects I had, I didn't do 2 of them, but I added one in. So I was able to do 7 things before the end of the month. So you know what? I'm calling that a win. I finished a couple things. I got things moved along. I'm caught up on my designer mystery and my cuddle up as of that point. So this was a great tool for me and I really liked it. And that is why so that's good. We can get rid of that. That's why I made a list of my January quilt goals. So number 1 is my Cotton Cuts Clue 6, which is right here ready to go. And I might do that in a few minutes when I'm off this video because it doesn't look too hard. Then I put on my Cuddle Up sampler. I have 3 more blocks to do, and then I have to assemble it. And all my fabric is starched for that, so that might be my goal later on, is to cut out all 3 blocks. Quilt the Shamrock Quilt is there. Then Bind the Shamrock Quilt is on there. My daughter's pillow. And then my 2 new start-alongs, which is Grandma's Kitchen. And and you'll see for this, I wrote all the future dates for January where we should get something. Now, obviously, this one that's 1/30/25 probably will not get done in January. It'll probably get done in February, and I'm okay with that. So I have to do block 1. That came out yesterday. I printed it, so that's on my slate before I go back to work. Then I have the Vintage Christmas 4 blocks, and I wrote down the 4 blocks that we're supposed to do. I'm just waiting for my fabric. It should be here by tomorrow, so that'll go then. Then that love pillow I showed you needs to be cut out, and then my designer mystery when it comes. Because of how Cotton Cuts runs, I will probably, like, this came on December 31st. They usually ship them around the 27th, so it'll be for the next month. And plus this is clue 6 of 10. So we're getting into the end stretch with this. And I did sign up for the flyaway. Don't ask me the pattern I chose because I don't remember the colorway. But that's what's going on with that. So I'm really thinking that this is great. I am also considering doing this one other quilt block monthly thing to use scraps. It's the Tula Pink 100 mini blocks or something. I downloaded it onto my Kindle. I think it's going to be a scrap quilt for me because I have a lot of scraps to use, and and I'm not doing all 100 blocks. I'm going to do 70 blocks, so it works out like 11 blocks from each section. So, and I'm going to be totally random. I'm not going to obsess about the colors, and I'm just going to get it started. So I think I'm going to do that because the blocks did not look overly complicated. And if I could use scraps and get rid of scraps, I'd love it. So those are my plans for January. What do you think? You think I can get through some of them? I think I can get through some of them. I mean, some of them are not. Oh, and I don't know if I told you guys about binding my Christmas quilt. I have one of the Jolly Bar Christmas quilts I did. I decided on which binding I'm just going to use the backing as binding. So that's going to be one of my things. I also need to decide which quilt I need to put on Miss Moxie for my January quilt. I do have a 3-day weekend coming up in a couple weeks, and I also am debating whether I want to start my saltwater sampler this month. But if I get enough done, that means I can start the Among the Stars Halloween quilt too. So, speaking of the Among the Stars Halloween quilt, I have a giveaway in like two videos back, and you had to leave the word stars, so go back to that video. You have to be a subscriber and you have to comment on that video. I think it was in, I don't remember which video it was. I think it was about ending the year and future plans possibly. So I really think that this goals sheet is going to work on me because it will keep me on task of the things I want to do. And if I finish up the Cuddle Up sampler, I just have to pick another whip from my rotation to move into, which is great. And like I said, I do want to quilt one quilt a month on Miss Moxie. And when I say quilt, I want to quilt it and I want to bind it. It has to be a completely finished project, because if I do that, that means by the end of the year, I will have at least 12 quilts quilted. And I'm not going to be able to add 12 quilts to the list. Also, I think what I'm going to do is like that little quilt I just showed you. I can do that on my Juki and watch a movie or something while I'm doing it. So that will let me get some smaller things accomplished, which I'm looking for. I'm trying to make sure if I do something, it gets moved to the next stage. The other thing that I need to start doing is my designer mystery. I need to start assembling it. I have to look. Somewhere in here I had gotten all the measurements for the houses and put them on a piece of paper where they're easily readable for me. So I need to do that. So I have those and I can start moving that into the next thing, because in June we start another designer mystery. And I signed up for it because it's Coriota fabric. So I've signed up for a couple quilt-alongs just because they were Coriota fabric. I like Coriota's fabric. It makes me happy. So that being said, I'm rambling a little bit. So instead of rambling, I am going to go edit this, put it up. I'm not really going to edit it. You guys know I don't edit. I am going to go and post this video, and then I'm going to start working on my next thing. And I probably am going to work on my cotton cuts because it's all out here cut out, it's pieces. And if I can get that moved on, I'll do that. And then I think I will quilt the quilt. I honestly think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quilt the quilt, bind it, and then bind my other quilt before I start other things on, I think. Then again, I really do want to start Grandma's Kitchen. So we shall see. We shall see. That, or I should just spend the day cutting things out because I have 3 days after today to finish stuff. What do you think? What should I do? Let me know in the comments. And one thing I wanted to say, if you have any questions or anything for me, just post them below. I will come back and I will answer. It may take me a couple days, but I will come back and answer you. Though I do have one other thing I might do. I might go take a nap. I am exhausted today for some reason, and I don't know why. That, or maybe I'll just go grab another cup of coffee because I didn't finish the first one. So have a great day, and what are you working on? Tell me. Post in the comments below what you're working on, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.